Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way, and this is Electric Games France 2021. And in this video, you'll see riders from all over Europe competing and pushing the limits of what's possible on small electric vehicles. And not only that, you'll come along and experience my journey on the electric games and see incredible machines, extremely fast and experienced riders, and see what it takes to finish all of the competitions at this event. So, let me tell you more about it.
Wrong way.
This year it was the third edition of the Electric Games in France, and it took place in Teste debouche in France. 160 contestants from all over Europe took their various machines and tested their skills in challenges I'll tell you about in a second.
Hello, I'm Oscar from Barcelona. We are here to just get fun. Bego as well, with a Sherman. Hello. Hello.
Hi, I'm Andrew from Czech Republic by e-Kolka CZ.
500 euro damper.
Yeah. And 200 euro power pads by Modeka.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Felix.
And I'm Liam.
We're from Austria, Wheelers. Follow our Instagram page on RuRoc.
Alright.
My girlfriend Kate and I went to the Electric Games all the way from Poland. I took part in the competition with my heavily modified Guads MSP wheel, which I've sent with a courier to the Netherlands, more on that later, and Kate had a Bigode RS graciously provided by Overwheel Italia. She didn't take part in the competition, but she will for sure do it next time. Our journey started with a flight from Warsaw to the Netherlands, and then we took a car ride with our friend Timo to Teste debouche.
Four minutes.
Here is the footage of where we arrived. Alright, so we are in Teste debouche, and I also wanted to show you where we're staying at. Kate is adjusting to the climate, still need to get some energy. But yeah, there's all of our stuff, all of our gear. Here's the wheel, here is another wheel. We have loads of spots for charging, for sleeping, and we have the... it's just complicated. Right. We have the warm French weather outside, so... And the premise of the Electric Games is just 1.5 kilometers away, so lit. We arrived one day early to the Electric Games to get a rest before they start, and after being shown the way by Manu and Julien, I found my way to the main location.
Hello.
It was a big sports compound with a main street where there was a lot of new devices, stuff you could buy, stuff you could eat, and just a place to hang out. And there were three main race locations. First being a skate cross track with a gravelly surface and ramps that you had to tackle. Second being a very difficult and long off-road course with many bumps, a loose surface to ride on, tight turns, and a couple of longer straights where you could open up the power. The third one being a street racetrack with a jump, with tight turns, a couple of longer straight where you could speed up to 50 kilometers an hour, and a pretty good flat asphalt surface. Very competitive. Bonus locations included a skate park nearby, and a full-fledged motorcycle airbag where you could test your skills in flying. All of these activities, especially when trying to push the limit, were very exhausting, and especially the airbag left me with a lot of strain after I started to get creative with it. So let's talk about the competition. And the competitors had 4 device categories to choose from: one wheel, electric wheels, electric scooters, and electric skateboards. There were also some very unusual vehicles like the Dualtron EX Plus, but I'll leave that for another episode as I'll be getting a testing unit from FASTRIDE myself. The separate competitions weren't so straightforward and simple to understand for me at the beginning, so let me explain. The electric games consisted mostly of 2 cups. One was the Global Cup or Global Challenge, and it consisted of a series of races with a qualification day and then a finale day. At the first day we did the street course and the off-road course and a slalom. On the second day, there was the street course finale, the off-road course finale, and the skate cross instead of the slalom. All of those races were timed runs, so there was a gap in between every participant starting, around 5-10 seconds, and of course between every category of device. If you were fast enough or if you fell, then you would have to overtake somebody or you were overtaken. Completing all of the different races was obligatory for the Global Cup. There was also a RFID card strapped to our leg to streamline the timing process, and you could also check your times live on the internet. Hell, you can even check the times now at eskate.eu. The second part of the electric games was the Electric Cup or E-Cup. And there you were just going into races on an elimination basis. So there were several riders that went head to head against each other, and the faster one goes into the next round. Probably you're curious what place I scored in all of these categories. Well, you'll find out later. But first, I'll show you something special. Broken Dualtron man. That's how hardcore these games are. Hey there, Bronco. Can I record a bit on the Wii Pad, maybe? Yes. FS. Team FASTRIDE. Alright, I couldn't miss the opportunity to not show you guys the Wii Pad FS. What are the specs on it?
72 volt, 50 ampere. Long range, 100 km. Max speed, 110.
110. Wow.
Real GPS.
Wait, I hear something. It has a fan inside. I'm a fan. I never saw a Wii Pad live, so I really wanted you guys to see one. And look, the tires are so flat that it almost stands by itself. Almost like flat tires. Go check them out. They have all the fastest devices in Europe. Very weird. Okay, let's go full throttle for a bit. Alright, so that's just one of the things that is amazing that you can see on electric games. Oh, yeah, you want to know the results? Well, here they are. Sadly, they're not available on the website because I missed a race, as there was very much like a festival vibe on the electric games. You had to be always there and you had to listen to the announcements since the races were changing constantly and the hours were moving, races were cancelled, races were added. So I did all of the 4 races here on the diploma officially, but one I stopped the time later after the competition. I was really satisfied with the results on the off-road course and the skate cross course. Particularly the first day felt really good to me, but the next day just the strain was kicking in as we were bombarded with activities at the electric games. Still, there's a lot of riders faster than me and I applaud them to their abilities, and yeah, I still have to learn a lot in order to be really quick. But this festival was a great test, a great challenge for me to see where my abilities stand at, and I think that more races and more festivals, events like these should be happening all over Europe. Would you take part in one? Let me know in the comments. I was very happy to meet all of the people taking part in the electric games. It was a lot of fun, a lot of happiness and just joking around, goofing around, but also a lot of heat and strain. So for the next electric games, I would really like to have more time to relax and to chill out, just to goof around and ride with other fellow electric vehicle enthusiasts. I would like to have a more clear time structure and a bit less waiting before the races. But nevertheless, it was a blast. And let me know in the comments what you liked and disliked at the electric games, if you are taking part in them. But now, let me just cool you off, or no, maybe heat you up, with my favorite part probably of the electric games, which was the airbag. So, if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon!